Yo. Part 3. Poisoned Roots. Reality Breaks. The Devourer scout didn't crash into downtown Tokyo. It erased it. One moment, Shibuya district existed. The next, there was a perfect sphere of nothingness where millions of people had been. Not destroyed, absent, as if reality forgot they existed. Dr. Kenji Nakamura stood at the edge of nothing, staring into existence's whole. Elena, they didn't destroy Shibuya. They edited it out of reality. Through global consciousness, humanity experienced the horror as one. They faced entropy, given purpose and hunger. Poisoned roots. Jake Morrison had seen war, watched Marines die, learned to carry leadership weight when people counted on him. But watching reality simply stop existing was different. Emma tugged his sleeve. "Mr. Morrison, why are you crying?" "Because I'm scared, sweetheart. More scared than ever." "That's okay. Being scared means something important is happening. The light people are scared too." Through the network, Morrison felt millions grappling with existential terror, but alongside fear was stubborn refusal to quit. "Network, this is Sergeant Morrison. I know we're scared. This seems impossible, but we're Marines, soldiers, teachers, parents, and humans. We don't quit when people need us." The response came from everywhere. Millions of voices united by determination, bordering on insanity. "Hurrah, Sergeant!" Dr. Vasquez's breakthrough. Elena ran calculations through hundreds of linked minds, processing data from every sensor on Earth. The Devourers aren't random. They're following specific patterns, targeting network junction points already weakened. "Which means," Chen asked, "someone's been preparing for this attack for 50,000 years. The network damage we found wasn't degradation. It was sabotage to make the Devourer's job easier." "But Elena," Nakamura added, "if damage is that systematic, the saboteurs understand the network better than us. They know exactly where to strike." Elena felt a chill. What if the Devourers aren't the real enemy? What if they're just the weapon? Captain Chen's evolution. Sarah discovered that collective human processing power made her a strategic thinker on unprecedented scales. She simultaneously monitored global defenses, analyzed Devourer patterns, coordinated with Jeltar forces, and maintained awareness of 17 battlefields. But the crucial realization came from thinking like a human instead of a military commander. "Network, this is Chen. I've been wrong. We're trying to fight Devourers like enemy forces, but Emma was right. They're not evil. They're lost." "Ma'am, they're eating reality chunks. How do we negotiate?" "We don't negotiate. We solve their actual problem. Rodriguez, you're a father. What do you do when your kid's hungry and acting out?" "I feed them, but what feeds something that eats reality? We figure out what they actually need and give them a path home." Jeltar panic. Military doctrine failure. Admiral Kethvar experienced catastrophic paradigm failure. Weapons effectiveness report. "Admiral, our advanced energy weapons have no effect. When we fire, they absorb energy and grow stronger." Kinetic weapons? Projectiles pass through as if they don't exist. Then Devourers consume the firing systems. Dark matter cores? That's what they're hunting. 3 ships tried dark matter weapons. Devourers consumed the dark matter, weapons, and ships. The crews, there's no record crews ever existed. Kethvar had trained for conventional warfare, asymmetric conflict, even dimensional combat. Fighting entities that could erase targets from existence was beyond Jeltar doctrine. Open channel to Captain Chen. We require human assistance. Cross-species cooperation. The conversation operated on multiple levels: verbal, tactical data, and approaching shared consciousness as the network included willing Jeltar. "Admiral, your dark matter technology might solve this. Not as weapons, as tools." "Explain, Captain." "Devourers exist partially outside our dimension. Your dark matter cores manipulate space-time by interacting with extra-dimensional space. What if we used your technology to open stable portals back to their home dimension?" "That would require more dark matter than our entire fleet carries." "Ma'am, What if Earth's been sitting on the galaxy's largest dark matter processing facility for 1 billion years? Human ingenuity. Outside the box. The Montana solution. Real breakthrough came from ranchers who'd been feeding Zeltar troops. Bill Patterson shared beer with Commander Zethral, watching a Devourer erase part of a mountain. You know, Zeth, back in '98, we had wolf problems killing cattle. How did you resolve it? First we tried shooting them. Didn't work. Made them careful. Then trapping. Just made them angry. Finally, my wife had an idea. What? Feed them. Turned out they weren't killing cattle because they were evil. They were hungry, and cattle were easier than deer. Zethral focused intently. You suggest feeding entities that consume reality? I suggest figuring out what they need and providing it. Worked with wolves. Worked with you boys too. Commander Zethral contacted his admiral with the Patterson Protocol. Children's perspectives. Emma drew with crayons while reality warped around her. To adults, her artwork looked random. To gardeners, it was detailed technical schematics. Emma, what are you drawing? The way home. The dark people remember where they came from, but can't find the door. She held up spiraling interconnections that shifted when viewed directly. Theros, are you seeing this? The child has drawn a dimensional map. She understands connection points between realities. Is it accurate? More than accurate. She's shown pathways we didn't know existed. Emma looked at staring adults. I asked Earth to show me. The dark people aren't mean. They forgot how to get home after being lost so long. 13 to 18. Devourer communication. First contact with impossible. Elena made the breakthrough by thinking like a mother instead of a scientist. Devourers weren't communicating because they weren't trying to communicate. They were crying. Network! I'm detecting patterns in their energy absorption, not random feeding, emotional expression. What do you mean? Every time they consume matter or energy, there's specific resonance. I've been analyzing as data, but what if it's language? What if they're trying to tell us something? Using human network and Zeltar translation systems, Elena decoded the galaxy's saddest message. We remember light. We remember belonging somewhere. We have been hungry in darkness so long, we forgot how to be anything else. Please, we do not wish to consume your reality. We wish to return to ours. The human response. Morrison's reaction was immediate. Well, hell, they're not invaders. They're refugees. The perspective shift changed everything. Instead of fighting devourers, humanity began helping them. Emma walked to Tokyo's void edge and did something impossible for adult minds. Talked to emptiness. Hello, dark people. I know you're scared and hungry. We want to help you get home. Response came as images and emotions flooding the network. Vast intelligences compressed into forms barely existing in normal space, driven to consume reality by eons of exile and desperation. Small, bright one, you would help us return where we belong. Yes, but you have to promise to stop eating our friends while we figure out how. The great working? Humanity's greatest project. What followed was galactic history's most complex cooperation. Using human intuition, Zeltar technology, and Gardener knowledge, they constructed a dimensional portal large enough for Devourer return. The project required planetary-scale resources. Every connected human became part of vast consciousness focused on a single goal. Zeltar provided technology and dark matter manipulation. Gardeners revealed Earth's deep energy reserves. Morrison coordinated civilian evacuation while serving as communication relay between human workers and Zeltar engineers. Williams, how's your daughter handling cosmic construction? She's treating it like the world's biggest art project. Her blueprints are more accurate than our computer models. Saboteurs reveal themselves. Massive energy buildup had an unexpected side effect, revealing entities that had been weakening the network for millennia. Network, we have problems. Portal power consumption is revealing hidden network connections. Connections siphoning energy for thousands of years. Saboteurs? Chen asked. Parasites. Another species has been feeding off the network while weakening it to prevent detection. The revelation came with coordinates. Space that appeared empty,
but was occupied by entities existing between dimensions. Not lost like Devourers, but deliberately hidden. Theros carried ancient fury. The Harvesters! We thought they were extinct! The true enemy. Harvesters were everything the Garden Network opposed. A species achieving immortality by consuming other civilizations' life force. They'd been using Devourers as weapons, weakening the network to make dimension tearing easier. Their mistake was revealing themselves just as humanity achieved full network integration and Geltar alliance. Admiral Kethvar responded decisively. Captain Chen, we have coordinates on entities responsible for this crisis. Rules of engagement? I defer to human judgment. Morrison's voice carried cold rage. Admiral, in human military doctrine, there's a term for entities threatening children and trying to destroy civilizations. What term? Target practice. Portal opens. Dimensional breakthrough. Portal activation was visible from orbit, a light pillar connecting Earth's surface to space where reality became negotiable. The remarkable moment came when first Devourers passed through, transforming from existence holes into beings of crystallized possibility and pure mathematics. Thank you, small bright ones. We will remember your kindness when the universe is young again. Emma waved to entities existing as living equations. Be safe, dark people. Try not to get lost again. Harvester's desperation. The parasitic species orchestrating the crisis made one final attempt to maintain their feeding system by attacking the portal directly. They'd counted on Devourers being mindless weapons. They hadn't anticipated humanity befriending cosmic entropy and turning them into allies. The battle was brief and decisive. Harvesters, accustomed to parasitism and manipulation, were unprepared for combined might of humans who weaponized kindness, Geltar, who discovered cooperation's joys, and grateful ex-Devourers with specific opinions about species manipulating lost refugees. Cliffhanger. Bigger picture. As the last Devourers passed through and returned home, reality began healing. Voids they'd created filled with returning matter and energy, and network efficiency increased beyond recorded history. But success brought new revelations. Theros. How many inhabited worlds are really part of the network? With full efficiency restored, approximately 2 million systems. 2 million! You said 47,000 before! That was maximum with 70% compromise! Now that harvesters are eliminated and dimensional barriers stable, we can support the network as designed! Elena felt implications settling like vast weight. Humanity hadn't just saved their world or galaxy, they'd restored a network supporting life across significant portions of the observable universe. What happens now? What's humanity's role in something that big? That depends on your species' choice. You could remain guardians of this single world, or you could take responsibility for maintaining the entire network, becoming not just Earth's protectors, but the universe's gardeners. Morrison's voice carried weariness. How big a garden are we talking about? The answer came from the network itself. Vast consciousness-spanning galaxies, supported by countless species, all working together to maintain complex systems, allowing life to flourish in a hostile universe. And at the center, a species from a small blue world that learned to solve impossible problems by befriending them.